Why, hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. This is a Talkie Show, but today is Thursday, June 29th, 2023, and my music player glitched out on the volume. That's just lovely. You know, what's the point of having a volume slider in a program when it's not actually going to respect the volume slider in the program? Anyway, so things. Hi. We been 2 days since we last met. I didn't touch the game in between time, besides loading it up this morning, seeing that Factorio updated and was like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to load into the game so I can pick up all the stuff that I just dropped on the ground. Because, of course, all my stuff dropped on the ground when I loaded the game because the game updated. Because there was an update. So, anything to say between time, like what's gone on? Couple days? Not really. My stomach's a little iffy today. It's just uncomfortable feeling today, little like gurgles and stuff. But besides that, here's the game. Hi, welcome. We have cat. We have cat. Cat is back there. He's back there. He's comfy. His arms are draped down the side of the box, and we've got a nice view of the ollie. All right. What did we do last time we met? Well, I know that at the beginning here, because I know that the sound was off, that I need to actually like reset this to like that's the one, and then back. Did that do it? Yes. That did it. There's something, it's very Factorio specific. It just like messes with the audio. The audio like glitches out, and it glitches out the whole system. And I don't know why. It's really weird. Really, really weird. So, we're dealing with a little bit of a power problem, but we will be taking care of that today, ideally. Last time we met, I built this, all of this, and pretty much all of this down here, including this scaling. So we did all of this, all of the infrastructure here, not the placement of these. These were here already, but all of this is new. All of this is new. This stuff over here, we had already gotten the this part before going into last stream, so this part existed, but all of this stuff was new. So this and these and this here, we processed. Well, we made graphite. We processed ingots into the intermediates for aluminum. We set up sand into silica, and silica into ingots, into polycrystalline silica, as well as silica into glass, crucibles, and refractory bricks. And I made steel from ore, iron ore, processing through crushing into ingots, into steel, ingots, into steel intermediates, and set up all of the wonderful stuff for making the electrical prototypes. And we have initial automation for producing our next means of primary power generation. Those are the things that we did last time, and hopefully today will be somewhat efficient, but I have my doubts that we can be as efficient as we were last time in terms of the amount of progress, because we are beginning a new science phase today, and our progress is actually going to be locked with empiricism. We'll have to build and place laboratories. We'll need to place 2 additional laboratories. We have one placed right now, but we'll have to place 2 more. So we have to craft 2 of these in order to continue to progress down the tech tree. Once we get these other techs. Question is, do I get empiricism first after this energy distribution? And I think that's going to be the case. I think I'll do it that way. Where was that other tool making tech? Hello? Yeah, you, and then... Oh, that was the tool making tech right there. It's like that, but that's the, that's like a laser turret. Oh well. Alright, so there's everything. Empiricism will be after energy distribution 2, because this gives me the ability to make power pole 2s, which are better. Supply area 9x9 with 11.5 wire reach. Okay. Pylon 1s will be 32.5 wire reach with a 4x4. Normal. That's what we've had at the beginning of the game here. And we have the ability to use power switches, but you can't actually use those until you have, you know, wires. So we'll have to get wires, and for whatever reason, wires require logic circuits, and this makes 0 sense whatsoever that these require logic circuits. A wire is a wire, is a wire, is a wire, is a wire. There is nothing smart about red wires or green wires. They are simply coated in a different color of rubber. It is not the wire that is doing the logic. It is the thing that the wires are attaching to that does the logic. There's no reason for these to use logic circuits at all, period. They should not require logic circuits at all. That is so stupid. In fact, I would say that I would double down and say that that is incredibly stupid that they require logic circuits, and it's definitely something that I would consider modding out of the game, because that's such an extreme stupid move that, yeah, I don't want to live with it, frankly. It's bad, just a bad design decision to make wires use logic circuits. Just no, I refuse. Bad. Very, 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 very bad. So, what are we going to do today? What progress can we make, if we can make any? Yeah, about that. Well, I need to get rid of some stuff. I need to actually get rid of this now, and probably replace those doohickeys if I haven't already. Yeah, I need to put down like actual pipe to ground, or underground pipe to production. I need to get rid of these for the steel. I actually need to get rid of this steel now. I don't need that steel. I can clear those pipes. I can clear all this out. I need to relocate filter 1s. Still. So just to keep in mind that I need to relocate that. I can get rid of all of this. This can be removed, because this is all being done elsewhere now. So no more sand in here. That's not needed. I think that's all I can really do for the moment for cleanup over here. I just need to get this guy placed, which means I sort of need to have actual chemical plants. Alright, I'm gonna get rid of all this for now, so I can actually place the filters. I did a thing. I've created my first solar collector. Yay! Are you still connected to anything? No, so I can actually pick up a few things here. I can pick up an outfall. Excellent. I can pick up these three. That's great. And I think that does it. A lot cleaner here now. Not as clean as it could be, but it is cleaner. I can actually get rid of this whole line here. That's not necessary anymore. But it'll continue to clutter my inventory, so probably not. Probably won't do that. At least at the moment. Okay. Walk down this line because I need filters. Do I want to do the filters like here? The graphite's here. And filters don't need anything specific for fluids, right? Let me double check. What do I need? Where's my chem plant? So for the filter, I do need carbon dioxide, and I do not provide that on my network. I provide carbon monoxide from carbon dioxide here, over here. So I'll set this up here. Oh goodness, reach, right? Settings, mod settings. You go, be free, do your thing. Set that up. Of course it's on the side. Why would it be anywhere that makes sense? Graphite, plastic, iron sheets. Into a box, because I don't need this provided on the network right now. Okay. Graphite, plastic, iron sheets. So plastic and graphite will need to share a line. I will need to take this, move it, send it this way. I will need undergrounds here. I'll need undergrounds here. I'll need to split you. That underground pipe is in a very bad position. I have to do this here. And then I have to do that. Get this brought up. I think that's the line. Yep. That's the line. And that is the filters. Moved ever so slightly over, but actually properly automated this time. Oh boy. At least for the filter ones. Oh geez, I've got a bit of a backup on these other prototypes, these mechanical prototypes. Yeah, our limiting factor should be those electrical prototypes, but it looks like it, no, it is. It is electrical prototypes. Those are limiting factor. We got a tech to be able to build the labs now. And wouldn't you know it, I can actually build 2 of the labs now. We're sort of building a ton of seawater intakes. Maybe not on that at the moment. I've built the seawater intakes because we are preparing to set up different power generation. And I've actually come to a bit of a realization that, actually, we don't really need to deal with those priority electrolyzers at all for our steam batteries. We can actually make steam batteries, and it's just going to be a little bit different. Just slightly different. So I just need to place these. Yep, to complete that milestone. And that will allow me to continue taking technologies here. So Geology 2 exists as a tech that will require interesting things. I still don't like this so much. It's crushed iron, crushed bauxite, sand, which is crushed sandstone, crushed limestone, as well as mineral dust, which is made from all of the byproduct stuff from crushing those four things. Made from the gravel from crushing those four things, as well as made directly by processing limestone into mineral dust. I'm not sure about the ratio here. In an ideal world, we would need to supplement with additional mineral dust. But we're still essentially, well, in this case, we're providing an extra ore input here. We are, in fact, going to need to provide all four of the mineable ores that exist at the start of the game in order to make use of this. But I needed to get this tech as a means of progressing here down my tech tree. So I'm going to pick up that. It's not going to immediately unlock anything. I would really like to get Hydrology 1. Yeah, I would like this. I would like this a lot. A lot. Like a heck of a lot. Because this actually, this enables some stuff. Some really good stuff. But I can't get here until I get through this lube checkpoint, which sucks. Okay, well, computation. And then we're blocked by that lube, aren't we? Yep. Alright, I guess we have to make lube. We are forced. Our hands are forced now. So I'll need methanol, the ingots of silicon, and hydrogen chloride access to work with this. Now, ingots eat hydrogen chloride, so we can do this near where we're making the ingots, and this will be fine. We'll have to, though, get rid of hydrochloric acid. That is part of the problem. This hydrochloric, it cannot be dumped. You have to process it. You have to process it either with an equal amount of caustic or with mineral dust. Usually, mineral dust is the way to go. I'm just trying to see if there's actually better ways of dealing with this. When it's byproduct. I think it's this one. Because calcium chloride solution, I think, can get vented. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one. So when you can do calcium chloride 1, just taking crushed limestone and adding it to hydrochloric acid, then you can dump the calcium chloride solution, and that is how you will deal with byproduct chlorine. That will become the new improved method of dealing with chlorine. It does cost you some crushed limestone, but that's fine. There's no issue with that at all. Okay, I need to make that lube. So, lube. Good old lubrication. make me 10? Just arbitrary amount at the beginning here. Wow, that uses an entire ingot just to make 10. Oh boy. It needs methanol. We need to make the methanol. We need to make the methanol out of methane. And we need to make the methane out of CO2 and hydrogen. Well, what do I have access to down here on that front? I do actually have the hydrogen. But that's just getting recycled, so I don't really have the hydrogen. I have hydrogen chloride in here. I can bring water down and get hydrogen. I do have this. This is actually providing some CO2. Do I only need one? I need 3. I need 2.4 machines to make enough CO2 for this much stuff. Alright then. Do the thing. Need to copy the arrangement. Do I even have enough stuff is the question of the century. How much stuff do I have? I have enough. Enough is the answer. Actually, no. This produces so much that better off just direct venting. Alright. That is the CO2. Now the hydrogen. That is actually a significant amount of hydrogen. My goodness. What is your issue? Just lack of electricity for the moment? How many of these do I have? 3. That is not going to be enough. Huh? That. What? Oxygen. Oh, right, because this produces water as a byproduct, so it cycles. 5. Make me some more priority electrolyzers, please. I guess I'll need tanks. Oh, I have tank 2s. That'll be fine. 2, 3, 4, 5. Ahem. Oh, recharging. I need those underground 2s. Really could use those underground 2s. And all those. Okay, same setup as here. Except with the water this time. Yeah. No pumps. Of course, I always need to make fresh pumps because they get used for literally everything. Alright, get rid of the oxygen. All of the oxygen. That there. Ugh. Could I get my chirality for the chimneys, please? I would really like my chimney chirality. That is a thing that will come, I think. Maybe? No, you actually don't. Wow. Well, that sucks. Come on. Give me my mirrored chimneys. I really would like mirrored chimneys. You mirror, like, every other building, and yet you're not mirroring the chimneys? Like, what? Alright, I will need the input water. If I can find my pure water line and a way to bring it down to very important distinctions. Alright, there we go. There's those. I have all of the undergrounds that I need for the moment. Next. So that's that and that done. Now for these three, do I even have enough? Do I even have enough? The answer is no. Of course not. Give me chem plants. Glorious chem plants. I need a lot of them. Oh, I need the oxygen as well. Great. Get rid of that. And, yeah, same thing. Except this time it is a relief valve that I will need. I will need that powered, and I will need a relief valve here. That one's a top-up. This is a relief, and this has to go there. And 2 chimneys. Water. Oxygen. That's 6. I need 6 of these. And that should be that. I have to connect the things here. Whoops. Power. Oh boy. That's the pumps done. Give me all the wonderful chem plants. Alright, we just have to wait around for chem plants to happen. Beautiful. Beautiful. I need more small tanks. Let me queue up a few of those. All right. One of the goals as we get through these technologies, as tech slowly happens, I could speed up the tech, but not too much point right now because I do have other priorities like power. Power is important, you know. I can't really scale my science until I have the power to power the science. And right now, the power is not consistent because I run out of steam, literally, when the wind turbines stop moving. Or at least are under half. Actually, at this point, I think I need them to be above half to fully supply the base. So I need to actually prioritize increased production of solar collectors slash probably build some myself or try to maximize these heat pipes. And that means more water. More standard water. Great. Fantastic. That means I need power. Power for the water. I need more distilleries as well. I need to upgrade these pipes. Need to upgrade the pipes. Because I think we are actually throughput limited through these pipes. And we are. I just saw that yes, I am in fact throughput limited on those pipes. So I'll make a whole bunch of pipe to ground, just as long as it doesn't eat up all my regular pipes. We need 2 more. Now 1 more chem plant, and then 4. In order to make this, because we're not done yet. These throughputs are low enough for this. Stirling engines are the way to go. We haven't unlocked any of that. What we have is solar thermal power, or solar collectors, as it's called for this point. Now, what point to? No, that's not happening. No, we have solar collectors. That's what we have from solar thermal power, and these give us standard turbines, and we still have backup turbines. And that's what I was sort of forgetting when thinking about this issue of the combusting for steam. This is going to be the primary power. We are going to combust into steam into standard turbines, but that does not mean that we couldn't also combust into steam into tanks into backup turbines. And that's how we will handle the need for steam to last through the night. We will essentially overproduce power during the day, or at least we'll be producing steam during the day that is going to be stored and then used at night. And I guess even then, all of it could be thrown into tanks, into the standard turbines. Now I'm just giving it thought. We could just overproduce and throw into regular turbines and throw into tanks and then into the stuff. Nitrogen power. We don't have the ability to combust nitrogen. That will come later, I think. I don't think I have the ability to combust the nitrogen. It has a fuel value but I don't know what combusts, what like uses that fuel value. It's the compression thing. The compressor simply compresses. From compressed gas or steam. Yeah, so you just throw it into the turbine when you compress it, right? Because that has a fuel value, turbine energy. Yeah, you just throw it into the turbine instead of steam, right? But that's later. That we don't have that now. That that comes several techs in. I need to get here first before I can do that, and even then, I don't know how like efficient that would be. I don't see a good reason to do it. Like, this is just making use of a byproduct that I don't tend to want to do, like, ever. Like, yeah, you end up with a bunch of nitrogen through the amount of CO2 that you need in the base. And rather than uh, directly venting the nitrogen, you could use it in, you could compress it, store the compressed, and then, like, vent the excess compressed and have it available for backup turbines. Or later, when you actually get priority turbines, then you could actually eat all of the excess power once you get the priority turbines. I need priority turbines before I would want to do that, uh, like at all. That's here. So that's the chemical tech level. At chem tech, that is the point where I would more consider setting up nitrogen as like a power source. I don't see a good reason to set it up as a like battery source. Okay, I need to get the methanol in, and I need to get the hydrogen chloride brought over. And I need to provide the silicon ingots, so that's going to be fun. Okay, hydrogen chloride, you are here. All right, that's brought in. I will need to have counter line, so I need a lot more pipe to ground. Oh boy. Grab those. .25. That works exactly out to a long-headed inserter, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that that's actually perfect. Why that didn't eat those 2 lines, I don't know. Cool. Into a tank, please. And then hydrochloric. Go this way. Oh, wait, there is my caustic here. But I really don't want to, like, void 12 caustic now, do I? I think I have to. Yeah, and I think it's you. You do it. Yes, you do it. Alright then. Do you do 12 at least? Yes. It just changes what I'm moving here. So now I'm moving saline. Lube analysis has been completed. Cool. We have analyzed the lube. Maybe I could use that saline. But, whatever. Okay. Now we'll get rid of that. It's unfortunate it also gets rid of 12 caustic, but whatever. It's fine. Not like I'm using the 10 lube anyway at the moment. Alright, that's lube. We did the thing. That should allow me to queue up additional tech. Personal transport into motors. As well as pumping 2. Alright, we need to clean some of the queue. So that's going to be fantastic. That's given us access to a lot of stuff. And I can officially do this now. It says I need to do hydrogen canisters. So I'll just make a few hydrogen canisters. We'll see about making a car. I need to make a car. The car needs a locomotive. Why does a car require a locomotive to build it? Why does a cargo wagon need lubricant? Oh well. I can consume them in my equipment grid with a generator. Where can I build this generator? There. Generator 1. Build generator. Build empty containers. Where are those empty containers? Build a few of those. And then over here, hydrogen, oxygen. Where's oxy? Oxy? Here. I need what? Chem plant? to do this. Add canisters. Still crafting underground pipes. Build the thing. How big is this? 2 by 2. Great. That is a solar panel. Thank you, scripts. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being so kind. Like, oh yes, we're just resetting your inventory completely when you touch an item. Okay. It dropped the generator when I did that. And the bots too. That was even better. Have I picked up the generator? Yes. Gonna drop more stuff. Now it's just wait, basically. Go, my minions. Give me my stuff back. Thanks. This is so stupid that it does this. Like, why? It's poorly programmed. Just for lack of a, like, better way of putting it, this is bad programming. On the mod author's part. Also, you don't need to charge, thanks. Like, it's running a script to change the state of your inventory. It's running it too often, which has detrimental effects on game performance. You know? You shouldn't be running scripts any more often than you absolutely have to, and there is no good reason for that script to run when I'm not even touching an item that affects inventory size. You know? I should not have my inventory get reset by pulling a solar panel out of my equipment chassis. That should not be a trigger for this script that is, and since it is triggering it, that means that that script has been poorly written. There's no good way of putting it. That script was poorly written. It also shouldn't be triggering every single time the game updates. Or anytime any mod updates. It should be looking specifically for when Nullius updates, maybe. But it's not something that should be triggering every single time any game, anything updates. Anyway, stuff, things. Pick up my things. Oh, Ollie had left at some point. I didn't even notice. The kitty left his perch. I can make the medium boxes now, can't I? Yes, I can in fact make the large chest. There's Ollie. He has arrived on the desk. Hello. You brought a mousey. You brought a mousey with you, huh? A baby? Yeah, you got mousey. You brought wet mousey. It's wet mousey. Yeah, wet mousey. Now you get wet fur. Now you're getting wet fur. Yeah. Yeah, big boy. Okay, well, large chests will hopefully help a little bit. Sort of want to have, like, some of these. It's like, I need to handcraft stuff, so I do need stuff on me, and yet, also, you know, I can't. Alright. So, you. I do now have water canisters, and I need to reprocess them. I think that's done with this. Can I do it? What do I do this in? Do I need the barreling machine? Does that do it? Hey. Daba, go get it. Go get it. Getting my phone wet with his toy. Da 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 ba da ba da ba da ba ba. Consume 2 water canisters. Barrel pump. Yep. Figures it's a building I haven't made yet. Barrel pump. There. Hey, at least we get to set the recipe, huh? He's back with the baby. Yes, he's back with the thingy madoohickey. Fueling demonstration has been completed. Go get it. Alright, don't have to deal with that again. At least not the water version. I don't want to have to deal with the water version. Speaking of not having to deal with it again, let's dump as much as we can into the boxes, grab the one thing that I need, which is you, and then swap back out. And then I have to remember when I shut the game down, hey, maybe consider throwing everything that you have into boxes before I quit the game. And that way there shouldn't be any problems. Hey, he's back. Yes, he's back. Oh, he's so soft. He's so good. He's so soft. He's so softy. Oh, I wish he was longer haired, but eh. Yeah, big boy. Big Ollie. Ollie with his toy. Claws. Pollen. Or pollen. Okay, what's next? That unlocks even more technologies. Pumping 2 is available now thanks to all the things, right? We've got all of the checkpoints now that we can take. Cool. Power. Time 4. I need more water, so I need to upgrade the pipes to do the more water thing. I need more water so I can get the heat pipes. Heat pipes are the biggest limiting factor on getting solar collectors. Yeah, you wanna keep chasing? Wanna keep chasing? Go get it. Alright. Over yonder. Upgrade the pipes of the saline. Because these are full and are not able to get all of their saline water out due to pipe throughput issues. So by upgrading these, I will now have the ability to get rid of most of the stuff. Now I'm still probably overproducing. I have 8, making 560, and these 4 are able to process 500. So yes, there should be a little bit of a backup on one of these, but I think we're otherwise fine. Okay then, processing 800 seawater. Yeah. I'm gonna need new line, I think, with more seawater. You can do 1300, actually, so right now there's 7 times 120, which is up to 840. 1300 divided by 120 is 11. Do I have 4 of these? I have 2 of these. Go. Go. Where'd it go? Where did it go? Ollie, where'd it go? There it is, I see it. It's all wet again. Hey, big boy. Go get it. Wherever it hit something. Okay. Oh. Breathe. A breath. And then landfill. Hello, landfill. I need you. I need you. Gosh, what line shall I draw? Draw this line, I guess. Whoopsies. Whoopsie doodles. So adding those 4, I can I do that? Thanks. And that. Thanks. Adding those 4 gives me the, like, 1300 per second throughput that I need. So now we can do this glorious thing. Might need to add another outfall on the wastewater here. Uh, 260. Yeah, I need 3 outfalls for wastewater. Oh boy. You. Here. I need outfalls. Oh boy. There we go. That should get rid of that from all those. So now I have about 1300 per second throughput to deal with of the saline. I think I'll go up to 10. So plus 6 here. And that's going to be more than enough water that I would have to swap these to pipe 2s. So, goodness me, I hope I have enough pipe 2s. What is going to concern me a bit... Oh, I need regular pipe. Oh boy. Hey, make me some regular pipes. Pipe 1s. And then I have to look and see, oh hey, I need 3 things now to get rid of all of the brine. Wonderful outfalls to get rid of all the brine. Previously only had 1. Oh boy, that's lovely. I need a 3rd. I need another outfall for that brine. There we go. 3 outfalls for the brine. The excess brine. Okay, and ideally I now have significantly more than enough water for my purposes. For my porpoises. More pipe to ground. I have to like replace the whole line. Or at least the line leading to the boss. Hello, Ave. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. I have updated my water, scaled the water at this point because I need more water. I need more water so I can get additional things here. These doohickeys, which are limited by the things now, the pipes now. Excellent. I needed more heat pipes production, which meant I needed more water. And it looks like it's actually able to provide the throughput down the line that I need for these, so I think my upgrades are good for now. However, I would like for this to actually be dedicated production of these pipes for these heat pipes. I would actually like to get more. In reality, I want more. I want more. Don't know if I can really get more, but yeah, I want more in particular so that I can also do the, excuse me, those. I will need gravel for you. Have I even brought gravel? I guess I can just do what I did before, which is put a box down and grab gravel. Throw some gravel in the thing. And that'll make me some pipe to ground, or some underground pipes. Very, very slowly, but still. So now this is a little bit better, but we could do more. We could do more. So the more now is an extra amount for these, because these use up to 2 per second, which, you know, that's a bit of stuff. So I think 0.75 would be better. It's just that I really highly doubt that I have 1 steel rod per second to fully supply all of that. Let's see, what is the throughput here on these steel rods? It is exactly 1 if I'm providing the full 0.8 steel, which it seems like I might be getting away with for the moment anyway. So I'll do that, and we'll be as long as we have power. As long as there is power, we'll be alright. So, speaking of which, power. Power, glorious, wonderful, beautiful power. That is right. I have 7 entire collectors and 10 heat exchangers. Probably going to limit the heat exchangers because these stack to 50, right? Yeah. And these collectors stack to 100. Okay, well, yeah, I do want to actually fill the box with those. Those are fine. And I will actually need heat pipes as well. So, that hurts so much to do that. But, yeah, I need heat pipes as heat pipes. I do actually need heat pipes. Way, way, way more than probably what this one machine will give me. But, I'll have to just live with it for this moment in time, this brief period in the grand scheme of the base. Just gotta live with it. Oh god, 9.7. I also need like tons and tons and tons of tanks and pumps. Pumps are good too. I need pumps and seawater. I need seawater as well. Oh god, I'm probably not going to do this here, am I? No. No. Give me pylons. Give me pylons. I like pylons. Pylons are great. I need those too. I need those as well. Glorious pylons. And I could make power pole 2s. Can I do the freshwater pumps yet? I can. Not. I do not have those yet. That's here. It's here. I need to get through a bunch of techs first. There's quite a few techs to chew through, including getting pump 2s, which, yeah, I'm going to imagine that will involve motors, and that involves spending lube on motors. Yeah. So, no, I don't have the freshwater pumps yet. I could do this with freshwater pumps anywhere. And it would actually be semi-convenient, because you could actually, you could process all of the byproducts. All the byproduct water things. I don't even think you need an outfall at all in this type of a setup. Whoops. I don't think I'm mistaken on that front. I'm pretty sure you don't even need an outfall with this when you're using fresh water. I think you can process everything into steam and like reprocess into stuff that you can boil again. Like it loops into nothingness in the end. So yeah, I need these pylons, which actually eat up power pole 2s. Very interesting. 8.5 and 7x7 versus 11.5 and 9x9. That's actually convenient for a few things. I only need to run this power from there, actually. I went all the way down here for nothing. Ugh, sand. Whoever thought it was a good idea to have terrain affect your movement speed? Ugh. Needs pain inflicted upon them. Okay, bring you up. Hey, Ollie. What you doing? Sitting there? Just sitting? Just sitting? You gonna go to the window? Are you gonna go to the window? Or are you gonna settle? Where are you going? Okay, we're here. Hello. There's water. There do be water here. Let me make a line. Just trying to decide. Interesting, that actually puts shallow water. You see that? It converts this to shallow. It's like you're getting extra movement area. Weird. Okay. How many offshore pumps do I have? Is the answer 0? I think the answer is 0. Or seawater intakes, excuse me. This should be a 3x3 at least, or a 4x4. A 4x4. And that way there's a gap for more pipe. There will be a gap of 1, you can see, for a different pipeline of like outfall lines. All right, 5 times 120 is going to be 600 per second. We can start along those lines, but also probably not going to need that much. Okay, so boiler, or shall we say heat exchanger, whatever it is. Yeah, heat exchangers. These things. Hello, we can boil seawater directly and end up with wastewater. We could boil saline water and end up with brine and get, a bit more steam per cycle out of it. And then lastly, there is boiling of straight water into even more steam. So what I don't know here is which of these is the best option in terms of effort to make the ingredient, like the power involved in making the ingredient versus the power out in terms of the extra steam that you get, like which is better. I would hope that doing the water into steam would overall benefit more, but you have to consider the power involved in making the water and processing, in this case, saline into water. because that is a two-step process to do seawater to saline and then saline to water. And to do 100, 100 becomes 70, and then 125 becomes 90. So how do I do this math? So you get 0.72 water per saline. 0.72 water per saline. And here it's the 0.7. 0.7 saline per seawater. So you get, it's like half, right? That's like half, 0.5 water per seawater. Is that approximately the correct math? So for every one seawater in, you get like it's 0.504 ish water out, pure water out. And then there might be other reprocessing you could also do of wastewater. Eventually, it's just I think there's a like treatment of wastewater somewhere. Not yet, but it should be there. There's treatment of sludge if you can get into sludge by adding seawater to get additional wastewater, and I think that you can. Apparently not yet, but you could boil the wastewater. Is it not in the heat exchanger? Is it in the combustion? No. So we don't have that yet, really. Boiling 3, do you do it? You do pressured steam. I guess you can't. Oh well. Anyway, regardless. So 75 seawater makes 235 steam. 65 water makes 270 steam. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that since that ratio is 0.5 water per seawater, that this recipe, in fact, is going to use significantly more seawater overall. And not produce as much steam as that seawater could have produced. So this process makes 3.133 steam per seawater. Yeah, crafting time is all just 1 second for each of these. Yeah, the craft time is 1 second, so that doesn't make a difference. The thing here is that 65 times 2, effectively, or 65 divided by 0.504 to be more specific, that's the equivalent of 128.97 seawater in. So you're taking 128, or yeah, 100. Let's just say 129. 129 to make 270. And that ratio is effectively 2.1 water per seawater in if you processed water into steam. So going from seawater, it is absolutely not worth processing because you end up needing more seawater and you end up spending power to make that water in the first place, a bunch of power. That I don't get it, really. I mean, when you get the access to the fresh water, it's a similar situation that you have to consider in here, where you get this ability to combust fresh water. Fresh water into water is a one-step process and has a much better ratio, so maybe that's worthwhile. Maybe that's more worthwhile. But in this case, you get 260 steam from 70 water, fresh water, which is actually more steam per unit fresh water than the steam per unit seawater. This one's a 3.7 ratio. But in this case, the 170 water per fresh water, that's a 0.85 freshwater to water ratio. So in that case, when you have this 65, you do 65 divided by 0.85. This would use effectively 76.5 freshwater per cycle per 270. So in this case, 270 would come from 76.5. That is 3.5. So it's still worse. It's still worse when coming from freshwater. So this recipe is only worth doing when you want to process byproduct water into power. That's what I'm getting from this. That's my conclusion, is that the only reason to ever boil standard water will be to get rid of a byproduct of water. If you have no other way of dealing with the byproduct water besides, dumping it. It's only if you want to do something other than just dumping it. And it's probably going to be better if you had priority turbines in that instance so that you are going to be consuming that power. So that means that we're getting rid of seawater directly. And I need to do this wonderful thing known as math, and I actually want... I think that having the mirrored heat exchanger might be better for this, but we'll see. Don't want to have the things down. I guess this works. It'll be interesting. So, this eats up how much power? 1.8 megawatts. How much do the collectors make? 150 watts with a neighbor bonus of 10%. Average of 150. Average of 150. Without neighbor bonuses, you need 12 of these. Oh, that's right, you can't rotate these. You have to do this on the side. Oh, that sucks so much. Now, what I don't know is does this work if I have, like, the line? So in the ones in the middle have a neighbor bonus of 20. If you have this type of a setup, well, then you get even more neighbor bonus, but then you... I mean, well, if you have these... If you could do a setup like this, that would be most ideal, but the problem is you can't. You can do it with chirality, though. You can do it with mirrors. So if I mirror the heat exchanger and do that, then yes, you can absolutely have this type of a layout. And all of the inner ones get 30% neighbor bonus. And actually, if you have another one down here, then the most inner ones get 40% bonus. So what does it mean? How many do I actually need on a single line? Because I know that at most it's 12, but with those internal bonuses, you could cut it down by, you know, the one on the ones on the end do get that 10%, but the internal ones get 20, so you can cut it down by more than 10%. I think it's like at least 9 or 10. Let's go with 9. On a bigger array, I think we can do like 8 on the internal ones and then like 9 on the ones on the end. I think that's how we are intended to do that. Okay. So with that in mind, that would make 470 steam from 150 seawater. So there's that. If I had enough collectors. But the key thing here is 1.8 megawatts. We're getting 470 steam. Let's say that these are operating fully and we're getting 470 steam per second. How much power is that on standard turbines? How much power is that really? Well, you get a megawatt from 240 steam with efficiency 90%. So we can sort of ignore the efficiency because the numbers are already adjusted for that. So the consumption will be 240 per second for 1 megawatt. You couldn't have just made it 240. You couldn't have made it 240. Like, are you for real? Is this 240? No, that's 255. Of course, why would it be 240? Is this 240? No, it's 270. It's not 240. Why would it be 240? Like, why would you do something that actually makes sense? Makes logical sense. To have it just be like, okay, well, one turbine connected to these. The problem is it's not 1-to-1. Not even close. We cannot make that assumption. I would absolutely be okay with making that assumption if this was 245. But no, it is under. It is under, and I will not make the assumption that it is 1-to-1. It is 2-to-1. It may as well be 2-to-1. Anyway, so our two of these makes less than 2 megawatts. I'm going to need a lot of these standard turbines. I'm going to need a lot of things. So in a base that is consuming upwards of 90 megawatts, I've seen it consuming 90, but I think that's when it's doing the steam. I think when it's doing the steam for the backup turbines, it goes to 90. If I can ignore that, then we need in the 60s. All right, well, say I need in order to. They also only work after wind. Yes, that is the case because the wind is higher priority, but I'm trying to make sure that I have enough of this to cover all of my needs. If I look at it as supplementary, fine. But if I'm looking for a replacement, yeah. So I would need 60 times 9 collectors. Solar collectors. Well, let's say 70. 70 times 9 solar collectors. 70 heat exchangers. And, yeah, a few less than 70 of the turbines. So that's 630 solar collectors. So that's not going to happen at the moment. And that is my alarm to indicate that that we are halfway through this stream already, if you can believe it. Meaning that it is time to take a brief break. When I come back, I'm gonna have to make a decision here as to what exactly I want to do. Oh, I did get 25 of these. Oh, did it reset my reach again? It totally reset my reach again. Can I please grab this? Oh, there's the heat pipes. Yay. And there's solar collectors. You know, I actually don't think I need to store these heat pipes. With this type of an arrangement, I don't need to do that. But I do need, like, infinity collectors to make this worthwhile. Yeah. And a whole bunch of seawater, but that's beside the point. I'm going to take a brief break, and we're going to build out what we can of this for now and live with it. I'm gonna put all the steam into tanks, and then I'll do the tanks into turbines. And the way the game will handle it, apparently, is that it will consume wind power primarily. When the wind power reduces to not be enough to provide enough power to the base, it will start consuming power from these standard turbines first, and the amount that these turbines can't make up for, it will pull from the backup turbines from the other area. That's going to be, generally speaking, how the mechanics will be handled here. I don't think there's any other caveats. No, none. So what this will basically do is it will reduce the pressure on the backup turbines, and it can operate whenever the wind is not sufficient. So as long as the total gets sufficient, then fine, whatever. But this will also power the priority turbines. That's the other thing, is that, or the priority electrolyzers, not the priority, the backup electrolyzers, the surge ones. These will provide power to surge electrolyzers when sufficient power is met in the base between these plus wind. So anyway, with that, I will be taking a break for just a few minutes. I will be back shortly. And I have returned. Welcome back. Ollie even returned. He like followed me. He went down. He went down and now he's back. Now he is back. Um Another complicating thing that came to my mind. Another way of improving upon uh this arrangement. So I sort of got like 8 or 9 right as our ideal here for the single heat exchanger. Well, but what about doing something like this? This is legal. This is completely legal. So I need to think about how many it takes to power 2 of these with 1 on each end. That's how I should think about this. Supplying enough power for having 1 on each side. So how many do I need sandwiched in between, basically? Well, I know that it's 12 each without neighbor bonuses, right? So ugh, goodness. So if we came up with it being about 9 or 8, it should be about, I don't know, let's say 16. That should definitely be enough, right? Right? That should definitely be enough, right? That should be enough. Yeah. Yeah. Goodness. And watch it not be. Or watch it be like way too much. Likely going to be way too much, especially once these start hitting like 40% neighbor bonuses. When we go here. Oh, that was all that I had. Okay. Well then. So, yeah. That's most definitely a thing. Except I need a mirror. I need a mirrored one. Probably need to swap them. But, whatever. So if this is able to supply 4 of these, then yeah, that's 300 seawater. We have a bit more than that available. Just a bit more than that available. And the question is, well, how do we get the steam out? And how are we scaling this? And where are we putting the turbines? Oh boy, I think I have to get the steam like out and over and down and do like the turbines here or something. Scale this downwards here and have turbines over here. And I need outfalls. So outfalls. Probably need to build them. Glorious outfalls. Outfalls, yes. Build me a couple of those. Don't get that much waste. Like it's 80 total, so 1 outfall is plenty to service the entire thing. But also complicating factors is I do have an upper bound on here, since I will need to be able to have, couple pipelines going all the way across. 3 pipelines going all the way across, actually. Oh boy, power. Power, power, we need more power. I need more gravel on me, but this is actually fine with regular pipes instead. With pipe 1s, I should say. As he goes and does the wrong thing with the pipe 1s. No, the steam one, pipe 2s. The wastewater, yeah, that pipe 1. That shall be pipe 1. And we'll bring this over yonder. Okay. That being pipe 2 is fine. This being pipe 2 is fine. This is pipe 1. This needs to move 1 tile in. Ta-da! Dee-da-dee-doo-da, boo. I'll do the steam, like, split up, I think, from each side. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably going to be a better idea. A better idea is doing it in that way. Okay. We are combusting and making steam on all of them. Get a tank for the steam, as well as pumps. I will actually need multiple pumps. But for now, this is what I will have. Yeah, just bring regular power lines down. I will need to remove those pylons, sadly. Unfortunately, these pylons have to go. They will be in the way. Okay. So you're connected to power for those pumps. Much as I don't like having it that way. Ugh. Alright. That services one side. I will need to service the other, and that means I will need more pumps and... Pumps. More of you. So from here, it could go directly into the standard turbines. Up to 1,200 per second of the throughput, but you can see there's no room. There's no room here for these, so that's why I'd been like, okay, well, we have to actually have this more like down here. Really? All right, there you go. No more underground pipe 2s. Well, that's a slight problem. Underground pipe 2s, thank you kindly for existing. Alright, Sadite. Let's do this. So 240. 1,200, yeah, 1,200. is equal to precisely 5. Precisely 5. Limited, of course, by the power to pump out. Yeah, this is the problem with positive feedback loops. But it is using these. It looks like it's scaling it to the wind turbine output. This will go down to 0 once the wind turbines are able to provide enough power to everything again. So basically these can become your steam batteries, your replacement for steam batteries. That will always be operational. That's the other key thing, except at night or periodic, but that's fine as long as there's enough of them. That just is a scale issue at that point. So over here, it's far more it's far better because it's just like right across. Oh, right, duh. Would it push out at the 1200 or higher if I didn't have a pump here? It says it requires a pump to fill completely, but what about when it's leaving? I don't know what the maximum throughput threshold would be if I wasn't using a pump. Just interesting thoughts that came to mind. Because it would be nice to not depend on a pump. You know, it would be nice to not have to depend upon a pump getting the steam out. And that is that. I have more turbines than I can support, but I think this is fine. So the next question, the next like idea would be, okay, well, these tanks only hold 30,000 units of steam, and that doesn't help too much now, does it? If you're consuming up to, 1,200 per second, that 30 divided by, or 30,000 divided by 1,200 per second, that's 25 whole seconds that this would last when fully consuming from these, which the game will fully consume from these as the next priority item. When I don't have enough wind turbines, it'll start pulling up to the full amount from these turbine ones until they run out of steam, and then they go straight to the backup turbines, and then we're solely on backup. So you see now, it's scaling up for whatever reason, both briefly there. So yeah, the most we can get is 10. So if I need more than 10, then it's backup. It'll scale up the backup after 10. But this goes away after 25 seconds. You know? This just this goes away. It's not actually no, I'm wrong. It would be 25 seconds if it was nighttime and it was not refreshing any of the steam. But there is going to be steam in these pipes. There is going to be production from the solar collectors, so long as it's daytime and so long as there's enough heat as well. Assuming nothing has changed, nighttime is like 8 minutes, but I don't think that's as big of an issue because if we actually have more solar collectors than we need, these things will operate as long as the temperature is above 165. And that can extend into nighttime. It takes some time to cool, even when using the heat. That's part of the equation. That is part of the equation. But yes, definitely if I was trying to use these as a primary source of power at all times, then I would absolutely need enough steam storage to last the entire night. That is the key with with this power generation method. If I were to want to use this as the main only source of power in the base, there would need to be enough steam storage to last the entire night. And yeah, if the base is consuming normally around 70 megawatts, uh, it uses more because of the surge turbines, but I wouldn't need those surge uh, electrolyzers with a proper setup here. I wouldn't actually need any backup turbines. With surge electrolysis. So if it's 70 without the surges, give or take, um, yeah, that's that's a bit. That's a bit. And if it's 5 megawatts, 5 megawatts per line here, taking 1,200 units per second. We've got 70 megawatts divided by 5. That's like going to be 14 of these lines, right? That's 14 of these lines, each using 1,200 per second of steam. And assuming night is 8 minutes approximately, night is 30%. I think that's the ratio. It is approximately 30% of reduced power generation from solar turbines. I'm pretty sure that's the answer, right? It's 30%. The ratio between the solar panels being active versus not as active, you basically take their output multiplied by 0.7, and that's how much you get on average throughout the whole day. Except here, it tells you exactly how much on average it gives you, so you don't need to do that calculation. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Regardless, if we're going to say that I will need constant production, or I will need enough steam to last the night, if we assume that it's 8 minutes long, doing it this way would mean that there would inherently be some extra buffer room, which is always fine. So 80 or 8 times 60 seconds is 480 seconds. 480 seconds times 1,200 per second is a need for 576,000 units of steam when tanks hold 30,000, we would need 20 of these tanks per line of turbines. Or we would need 20 of these tanks. No, not per line of these turbines. Yes, per line of these turbines. So we would need more unless you pump the steam into each one. I don't know what the throughput limitations are on the buildings that are adjacent to each other. That's the other thing here. Is I don't know what the throughput limitations are. For all I know, this could be actually able to do more than 1,200 per second. This very well could be able to do more than 12. It caps at 90% pressure. Pressure without a pump. Pressure without a pump. And all it will take is a single pump, and it will pressure all of these, I would hope, to 90%. Or it might cap the 3 here, and this one not at 90%. But I get what you mean with the total volume, right? The total volume might be an issue. Down here, I have these two putting pressure in, and do they stop when this is 90%? I guess it looks like it. Yeah, it looks like it. This one isn't getting more than 85%, so... And this stops when this is full. Interesting. Yeah, because that would mean needing a pump between each and every one. So needing 20 pumps. That's just lovely. And that changes the whole layout. And then you need to multiply the whole thing by 14, and then that's the total amount of stuff to provide power to the whole base. Isn't that lovely? And each one would need to be, of course, independent as well. I'm going to grab this. I don't have enough tanks either, so give me tanks. I need all of the tanks. Is this line long enough? Probably not. Most likely not. 20. But it ends the wrong direction, doesn't it? Huh. It, sort of ends in the wrong end. Well, I could just have it connect here, a second line, and just reverse these. And I could do this here, off of this one. And then that with the 5 standard turbines off of there. So that times 14, huh? Two sets of 7 on the other side, and that's just to supply the power for the existing base, let alone the scaling that would need to be done going forward for the entire base. And that's ignoring the fact that, oh yeah, we would need to have this whole thing times a lot as well, because this is 4 megawatts. We would need more, a bit more than this, a bit more than this. I would need several hundred solar collectors. The line would be freakishly long. So we've had our look at Thermosolar as supposes. We've had our look there. The intent clearly is to continue using wind turbine, and that this is going to be something worked on slowly to act as a means of overcoming the shortcomings of the wind turbine. And ideally, you would not need backup turbines after a while, because you would have enough of the thermosolar, whatever you want to call it, whichever way. And then that would that would be all of your backup, essentially, covered for when the wind turbines aren't able to provide enough power. So I think that will be the plan. These will just be essentially my backups. I could even switch them to backups, but I think I would rather use them over the current backups for now. And then when I have enough of these, 70 plus of these, then I'll get rid of the original backups. But that still does not mean that I cannot do more wind turbine ones. I do still need to place wind turbine ones. Okay, what are we doing? What are we doing next? Next on the list of stuff to do. What is the problem here? Why are we not making these? Why are we not getting alumina? Because something died, and my science has not been moving for a while. Alumina looks like it stopped moving, and I need to see why. Did I prioritize alumina into the stuff? I did. Unfortunately, I can't do that. I cannot continue to do this. So my aluminum ingots will be reduced a bit. It would also appear as if I may have to... Nah, it should be fine. Yeah, because this is backing up. This is backing up here. Alright then. Well, the alumina is now moving, and that's what I needed. I guess I can split this and run it down the line and have my... and have some gravel in. Heck, I can even say, hey, preferentially go that way and make use of it. Bring it all the way up. I do want to have access to these, so I'll just do that way. So I'll have some stored, and they will all now go into making these. Pretty sure I will need more than 50 of these heat exchangers, so I'll set it to do 20. This can just go forever. I need like 900 of these. Grab those, and then this needs the gravel. And Ollie is snoring next to me. Ollie, you're snoring. You're snoring. You're a snoring baby. Yes, yes you are. Yes, yes you are, my baby. Okay. That being sorted. For now. What is the next order of business as these things start moving again? Well, between streams I will add more power. Even though that, yes, this will mean that we will not physically, that we won't see some of these techs happen. Because I do need to vastly scale the power. But we're still going to be doing progression together going forward. That's fine. I'll try not to get any of the checkpoints, as I've constantly been saying. I don't want to pick up checkpoints between streams. I want to do that together, and I don't think any of these techs unlock any checkpoints. That is placing things, so that's not going to be one that gets done. At least not anytime soon. The other one is a robotics checkpoint. The limestone one, if I picked up mining 2, would be something that would like automatically happen, because this is producing 500 limestone, aka mine 500 limestone. This would happen automatically when I get these other techs done. But there's pretty much no chance I can get down there, and you have to pick up the limestone one first and a volcanic gas one before you get there, so I don't see that one happening. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen anytime soon. That's not gonna happen. Alright, so I think of these checkpoints at this level. I won't be working with that, so even if I unlock the ability for this, it won't happen. I don't think I'll be able to get all those techs, especially since you have to go through other checkpoints. This is the one that's most likely, but I just have to remember to not take mining 2, and that's where that will be. A rock picker. What do you do? Hold the tool and press left click to select an area to clear of small rocks, debris, loose items, and minor blemishes on the landscape. Larger rocks scheduled for demolition. Shift left click excludes items and larger rocks. So this immediately deletes small rocks, debris, items on the ground and other stuff. Okay then. Okay then. So, what do we do for the next 40 some odd minutes as we continue with the technologies? That is a wonderful question. That is a great question. I think it's scaling. I think scaling. We need to scale. We need more power. So as much as I would like to do the power stuff off screen, I think we're pretty limited on what we can do right now besides power. There's not much new progression stuff that I have unlocked that we could go out of our way to do. This power stuff is like the thing to do. So just gonna we'll start by adding more collectors, of course. I got 28. It would be really nice if I had access to those wonderful things that scan, that give me vision. I would like to have vision of the map, but no, we're not allowed to have vision of the map. Most distinctly not allowed under any circumstances to have any of that. Yeah. So the other thing to keep in mind is I have 200 more wind turbines to place. And we have the ability to build pylons. That's what I'll do. I will build pylons. So I think the regular, the small can make power pole 2s. And I will do that with power pole 2s. We need the aluminum rods and insulated wire. That'll have to... It's not going to be able to come in through there. Put you there. Can't really go through that spot, but it should make it there. Okay, I need... Wonderful. Okay, this will be fun. So, I need just the rods. And the insulated wire. And that makes the power pole 2s. Then I believe that I will need a medium in order to build the pylons. This will also need insulated wires, but it'll need insulated wires as well as steel beams. And it eats up power pole 2s as well. 4-second craft time, 3-second craft time. That works out. Now, how do I get the insulated wire and the steel beam? I guess we go here and have a separate combined belt with those. And I need to bring the steel beams. Oh, how lovely. insulated wire and steel beam. Great. Great. So now they're going in opposite directions, and I need to filter. Fantastic. Can I have this positioned here? Think so. No. No, I cannot. That is the answer. I will need one more tile back. This thing is for the beams. Ta-da! Working with a bus. Don't you just enjoy working with a bus? So I would like to actually try to use these. They've got a bit of reach on them. But in particular, I really need pylons. Pylons will help a lot with placing the additional wind turbines, especially since the distance between wind turbine ones is precisely the full length of the pylons. So I need as many pylons as I have wind turbines to place. That might take a little time, just a bit of time. But I am glad that I have automated the pylons now, and I can place the wind turbines like wherever. I can start a new area, make it placing wind turbines. I don't need to keep placing them where I currently have them. It just sucks that this is how the mechanic works. I really wish the mechanic didn't work this way, but oh well. I would like something where it doesn't have to be completely random per wind turbine, because it makes sense that, regional wind patterns, would affect multiple turbines. But I think it should probably be, it should be able to group chunks and run the math off of chunks, and have some sort of variation, some sort of random variation based off of sets of chunks. That's what I would prefer having. So that way, if you have wind turbines that are distributed far from each other, very far from each other, they would be influenced by different math from the wind behavior, different wind behavior math. But there is an issue with that. A rather big one, in that they need to know where they have been placed. All of the turbines would need to know where they have been placed, and there would need to be math done, very pretty complicated math done across, the whole of the map that's been exposed. And that can cause problems with performance. Like, the way it's been done is simple for performance, because it's just applying it to the same equations being applied everywhere. I just wish it was a little bit better. Just a bit. I want the turbines to just even out over time. That'd be great. Okay, so I have more stuff here that I can do. What now? That's 32. I think I had enough. I thought I had enough. Oh, I needed those. Hey. Yeah, I need those. I need those. I need that. And I need that. Oh, I need to mirror. Mirror some. Yeah, so now these have 40% neighbor bonus inside. I don't need that or that. So I'll need to redo the copy to add more, but I don't have enough stuff for another thing. And I need to make this bigger. All right, 600 seawater I think is more than what I have. I think I have 500 seawater. So I will need more of that over time. But what I also need is a whole bunch of tanks. I have 24 tanks. I have enough tanks. I need a whole bunch of pumps. Yes, I need a whole bunch of pumps. I need to delete this entirely. I need to move this into that so I can do that. I need to physically go over here so I can copy this guy. I need to copy that and I need to paste it over yonder. All right, buddies, do your thing. So every 4 heat exchangers produces 940 steam. Yeah. So I'll have to have at least 6 of these. That sucks. Oh, and the math changes completely, by the way, once I get pump 2s, and they're able to move more throughput. Yep. Pump 2s are able to move more throughput, so I'd be able to actually support a 6th turbine on the end of these. I would need to upgrade all of the pumps, but I would be able to get the full, I think, or at least I'd be able to get 1300. I don't know about or let's see, what would it be? It'd be 1440. I don't know, about 1440. Ugh, weirdness. I hate how they're not exactly 1-to-1. I really, really, really hate how they're not exactly 1-to-1. That completely blows. Okay, so we can still only support up to the 10 megawatts, but we don't even have 10. We have like just shy of 8 megawatts that this is constantly producing. So yeah, about that. And since I've overdone it with the collectors, it's sort of like storing heat and using that heat at night. At least it should be anyway. There are thermal tanks as well. Heat tanks that, yeah, they can store heat in them. Don't necessarily know why one would use those when you could overdo it on the collectors very easily. They don't use as much space. We can say that. They don't use as much space, and therefore they are going to be better to have. They'll be nice to have, I should say, to store heat to last the night, to keep those heat exchangers moving. I think I remember the the author at one point in Acne was saying, hey, do we really need these? And people kept requesting them over and over again. It's like, fine, whatever. Eventually gave them. Alright, I have 48 pylon ones. I could probably make more myself. A few more myself. Oh, I have inserter 2 access now. I have access to inserter 2s now. Hey, big boy. That's useful. That's useful. So what's the throughput on these? They move at 720, so they're twice as fast. They do a full item per second now of throughput. That's nice. That's very nice. Full item? Or 2 items? Hold up. Brain. Comprehension. Rotation speed, 360 degrees per second, so it can do 1 full rotation every second. A swing is half, generally, so it can do that in a half a second, and then back for 1 full second. So yeah, that would be 1. I don't know why this whole time I've been like under the assumption that it's 0.5 when it's 1. I don't know, it just, I guess with the power situation, it sometimes would look like they didn't provide enough, but they were just underpowered. Definitely with the 1.33, they can't, one can't do 1.33, but they should be able to do 1 each. And I did initially have that too. It's like, there came a point where I got confused. I think somewhere down here. The long-headed ones can do half, yes. When they're long, they're half. All right, it's time to place some wind turbines. I need to copy that, and I'll place these. I don't even know where. I don't even know where. Let's just place them with the rest of our things. Maybe I'll grab a different setup or just start new lines above. I'll start new lines above. Since all this is going to go away at some point, all of this, it will no longer be required. We won't need to have our surge electrolyzers anymore. It'll be absolutely glorious. Thank you, robots, for placing these. It's beautiful. So very nice. Oh, I did not actually need to have that power pole on them. No. No, that is not something that is required. Okay, so that did not get a power pole. Phew. Alright, so 44. We gotta place 44 of these. And it would be really, really nice if I had some radar coverage, you know? Radars would be nice. Radars would be very nice. So I could actually place these remotely. And yeah, sort of want my Constructo bot access and Logistic bot access so I can put down roboports in an array where placing these would be within construction zone radius and just expand with robots, that would be fantastic. Being able to just put down additional wind turbines by bot remotely and not have to physically walk this every time, that's fantastic. That would be fantastic and will be fantastic when I get access to it, but don't have that for now. This has generally been my extent, my boundary extent, so I'm just gonna go up to there. We're dealing with pylons, so they automatically connect for me because it's all within range. And yeah, this is going to be my life over the weekend. Just continuing to place these down, as well as continuing to put solar collectors down for the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of those that I want. And then we're going to get level 2 wind turbines, and it'll be different. It'll be better, but also not, in a way, because then you have to go through the whole line again and change them all to level 2s. We also almost have our signal processing here, so we can make wires. As dumb as it is that the wires need logic circuits, like, really? Come on, we're not making, like, we're not making USB-C cables that have microchips in them on the ends. We're just making wire, rubber-coated wire that is colored red or green later on. Like, the wires are not the things that are smart. The wires are just the carriers of a signal. They don't make things smart. They don't do anything besides carry the signal, and you do not need a circuit, a logic circuit, to have them perform their function. It is the thing that they connect to that needs to perform a function. So, yeah. The reason why I didn't actually say like what we were going to do today in the stream title was just because I knew it would probably just end up like this, where the whole stream was spent scaling and not really doing anything too particularly new. I knew about the Thermosolar. We were going to get to setting up Thermosolar, getting thoughts sorted around that. But outside of that, it was like, okay, we're waiting on tech. We have a lot of tech that needs to happen before we can actually really do stuff. That's new. Oh, I'm out of my pylons now. Good, glorious, beautiful. I need more of those pylons. Yeah, I can craft a few more. Just make a few more for me so I can finish up this line at least. And I will finish this line, and we'll see what else I can do. We could prepare for additional science production. We could do additional science production. That is definitely something to consider, especially as I get more power to do that. The thing is, though, my limiting factor right now is those electrical prototypes. I'm pretty sure it's the electrical prototypes. Well, with this specific tech, it's probably the mineral samples, but yeah. We shall see. I'm going to go down and we shall see. Because these other techs are not that same ratio. It's usually 1-1-1. And when it's 1-1-1, it's probably it really is those electrical prototypes that are the issue. This will give me how many out? 2 samples for doing that. Yeah, you were limited by the samples. Stuck at 99%. Don't you just love it? Okay. I'm going to Oh yeah, we did set up the lube. That's right. We did set that up today. I'm going to start a new mineral sample. Because I had a question earlier that I'm going to need to answer. And that question is, do we overproduce mineral dust or do we underproduce mineral dust with this? That is the question. Is it over or under? Unrestrict one item. Sand? Sand from sandstone. Crushed limestone. Mineral dust. Oh, you can even do bauxite. Crushed bauxite into mineral dust. Yeah, that's not happening. Yeah, from crushed gravel from the crushed limestone. Or from stone, yeah. Choose one unrestricted item. What would be the unrestricted item, logically? Sand again, I think. I think it's still the sand. Let me see here. No, it's not the sand. Hold up, no. No. It is gonna be the dust. Alright, so in this process, we end up with less byproduct than we need. Therefore, we will need to get mineral dust from an outside source, in this case from additional limestone. And that is how we do it. So yeah, using all of the byproducts in this scenario to get mineral samples is the best solution. That is the best solution to this issue. If and only if we're starting with the ores. If and only if we're starting with the ores. Cough, cough. So, how do I do this properly? I don't have the crushed limestone available on the bus because all of it's being converted into mineral dust at the moment. I would need to add additional mining and crushing of the limestone, and that will give me gravel, which gives me additional mineral dust. I would also need to crush more of the bauxite as well as the sandstone. I have a lot of sand. Sand is being provided onto my bus. That's fine. The sand is actually fine. The bauxite currently deletes the extra iron that's a byproduct, as well as gets rid of the sand. But I do have the crushed bauxite. I could add to the crushed bauxite and provide it, and I would need to provide the crushed iron for the for the samples in the end. So it's something I could do. It's something that we can do like right now, but I don't have the, the final thing, the final recipe for it. I have all the other recipes for it, and I would need to, crush the limestone. Whoops. I would need to actually crush the limestone from here and mine additional limestone. So it's a whole bunch of crushers and some small assemblers. How many crushers do I have? Probably none. Nunzo. Crusher, 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 crusher. I have 7. I need a few more than that. Oh boy. Questions. Oh, so many questions. Where would I build this? Where would I place this to make it? Because no matter what, it's like gonna be a whole bunch of belt. The most ideal location for this would actually be an area that has all 4 resources that are close to each other. Of course, there's no chance of that ever happening, because that's just my luck. That there will never be a location that has all 4 of the main ore resources that are very near each other. Very near each other. They're always going to be lacking at least one, which would be great if I had trains set up. You know? I don't even have my car yet. Ahem. And then for techs, we're working on getting into robotics, but that will require going through that checkpoint there. Hmm. And we need to get hydrology and all that good stuff. So, yeah, let's get that tech. Yeah, belt twos. That'll be good too. That'll be very, very nice as well. Because that will mean 30 items per second are on the agenda. So how we doing? How we doing? How is the base doing? Base is okay. We're getting through the stuff here. We're getting our production on. I need additional standard turbines at this point. Yes, and a lot more tanks. I think that's enough of those. I then need a lot of pumps. I need so I need 40 tanks and I need 40 pumps. That's what I need, and I need a whole bunch of pipe and all that good stuff. And I need more water, of course. I forgot that I actually also need additional water on top of everything else. Like I'm already not getting enough water, and I need more turbines. I have enough. Actually, no, I only need 10 total of those. Oh, out of regular pipe. Regular pipe. Where be the regular pipe? Regular pipe there. 2,000 units, good. It's enough. It is sufficient. And then the pylons and the power pole 2s that I will at this point likely permanently switch to. I find it hilarious that there are like substations that they even exist, because like power pole 2s are like basically substations. Although 24 and 32 and 40, that is a lot. That is a lot. Granted, I could think of that, but pylon 3s are 8 by 8. Like, huh? We go from 9 by 9 to 11 by 11, and then 13 by 13 on power pole 4. It's like, In what circumstances would 13 not be good enough? I don't know. I really don't know. Are these solar locomotives solar in name only? It appears so. Because all that it means is that they do not consume fuel. There is no max consumption value assigned to the solar locomotive. So even though it is a solar locomotive, we are making an assumption that these have batteries on board, and that the amount of power that they gain during the day is enough to supply the batteries even when fully operational. That it produces more power when they're fully operational to provide power to their internal batteries for them to last even when the night is going and they're operating the whole night. That's sort of the assumptions that we're making here with this, because these appear to always be active at all times without the need for fuel. That's what it means. They are always active at all times without the need for any fuel whatsoever. Oh yes, and since I'm going to power pole 2s, that means I'm going to probably run out of power pole 1s at some point when doing this copy pasting. I'll need to keep that in mind. I have 54. This happens to be 64. Fantastic, I now have 64. Exactly enough to copy the whole thing. And then we get to think about seawater throughput and pipe throughput, because it'll be 600 on each side. That'll be fine with the pipe 2s. That'll be fine with pipe 2s. Yeah. Except that I will have to now offset my steam. Yeah. That's a lot of pumps. And seawater pump intakes. That's a few pumps. And I still need another 8 of these. Oh boy. That's a bit of handcrafting, huh? We need to make a few things. It would be great if I had all this automated, but that's not going to happen with Belt. That's not happening with Belt. Sorry to say, that's not going to happen. I'm not going to have a main bus that is like 200 plus belts wide. That's not going to happen. Not in the slightest. I really would not like to have that. Ideally, I'm saying this, and my brain is already processing. Okay, now how do I actually do this? Because I sort of want to have pumps just in a thing to take the pumps, and I sort of just want seawater intakes to just take the things, and outfalls and all the valves and all that good stuff. And tank 2s, that would help too. So I'll have a little more than enough on the medium tank 2s. Okay, I just trimmed I know it's behind the kitty, but yes, I just trimmed the stuffs. Yes, big boy. Big Ollie is here. Yes, big sleepy kitty. He's sleepy kitty. Surprised he's able to really sleep with my lighting. Got these two great big lights up above me with like 100-watt equivalent bulbs in them. Four of them. Four of them? Or do I only have one on each? I have forgotten. I think it's two each. Maybe. Anyway, they're efficient LED lights, so it's good. I like it. And yeah, I need a whole bunch of these too. I need more than 40 of these. I actually need more than 40 of these, so I hope I've queued up enough. So, nothing to do at this point besides sit here and wait for handcrafting. Pet the cat, I guess. We can pet the cat while we're handcrafting. Yes, pet the Ollie. Pet the Ollie. Ollie's soft boy. He's so soft. He must have gotten his brushing. I don't know about that. He's still shedding all over the place. He's shedding all over. Yes, all your little hairs get everywhere. Alright, water. Water's nice. So the plan of action, there's another technology. Oh yeah, there we go. There's the grooming. Yes, I am petting, and petting is grooming. So therefore he must start grooming, because now I have sent the signal to him that it is time for grooming. So now it's time to get clean. Now it's time to lick and get clean. Yes. Yes, this is a normal response from cats. Yes, normal response. It feels like they're being groomed, so they need to start grooming. So there is a tech for climate as well, the climate samples, that will give us an alternate recipe for those. Not sure exactly where that is. There it is. Climatology 2. This allows you to take volcanic gas, nitrogen, and wastewater and make climate samples out of it. Now, it makes one entire unit of climate samples, so but it makes it every 6 seconds. So I think that's a little bit faster than the current method of making climate samples. I think it's a bit faster than one every 25. But it's not exactly free either. This is completely free. Climatology 2 is not exactly free. The nitrogen is, the wastewater is. We can consider the wastewater to be free. It's just volcanic gas needs to be mined. So that's not as free, but it is a percentage-based resource, so it's infinite, and therefore it is also free. Okay, we're good. It's just I only have these two that are visible on the map at the moment. It's just those two gas nodes, volcanic gas nodes, in anywhere nearby. Which sorta sucks a little bit. Just a smidge. Okay, that's all those. And then I need another 20 for the other side. More than 20. 22 for the other side. 23 for the other side, excuse me. There should be 23 in each of these. No, it's 22. Right, it is 22. There are 20 tanks. But we have one out, we have two in, and then mostly single chain. Really? That's not? Huh. All right then. How are we looking? How are we looking as we continue to get additional pumps? What are the other things that I need to be thinking about? What shall we think about as we move along? Think about how many wind turbines I would actually need. So wind turbines average 600. They average 6. Does it tell me the peak? Yes, at 15. Why do they have to pick 15? A number that is not easily divisible by 600, so it's 2.5. It is 2.5x that it peaks at, and then obviously it goes down to 0. So that's interesting that the average is 600 with a peak that's actually 2.5 rather than a straight up just double. Because that means it actually is actually more variable on that upper end than it is on the under end. I would think it on average, because the average is 600, that it would spend about half its time below 600 and about half its time above 600, but it still has to average to 600 no matter what path it's taking. So, yeah. I hate math at times, but anyway, if we assume 600 kilowatts, if I need 70 divided by 0.6, I need 111.66. So I have enough, I think, wind turbines for this. Pretty sure I have enough for the average. Being above the average means that whenever it is producing less than the average, it still will be enough, unless it goes all the way down to 0. And the more that we have, the more coverage we have, until it eventually goes down to 0. So it's like no matter what you need, you still need some amount of backup coverage. You will always need backup coverage. No getting around it, unfortunately. Really, I thought I'd already made more. We need 4, now 3 more of these. And then I need to copy the whole thing and paste it down. And I need more seawater intakes. There's that too. La-dee-dee-da. Once I have finished with these pumps, I will stop making all of the pumps. Focus the seawater intakes. This is a preview of what my weekend's going to look like. My weekend is going to pretty much be this. For the most part. Yeah. Yeah, about that. I could also store seawater, but no. We need 600. Having 5 of those is 600, right? 5 times 120. Yeah, that is exactly 600. So there's actually just enough for the current amount. It's just I would then need to have this being brought over. Right. Then I would need a second. I do need a second outfall. I need more outfalls. Ugh, arg. More outfalls. Oh god, it's time. It's time. It's already time. Oh my. We arrived. At the time, I wanted to do the thing. Here, let's copy, paste. Just paste. Go. Be free. Place things. Do stuff. Break that off. The wastewater outputs all go to the same location. That's fine. The seawater will be split. So this new this new seawater intake, that's going here, and I'm breaking that off. So now they're separate sides. They go to separate sides. We're gonna place all these solar collectors. It'll be glorious. And since I, you know, had the intakes, I'm going to cancel all of that handcrafting and just get me those things. All right, bots, do your thing. Oh boy, yeah, that can break. This goes here to there. Now we're just waiting for the heat. So that's connected now for those 4. That can break. And now you're getting all of the seawater in that you need. This side, I need to get the actual steam sent over to there. Once it starts, you know, making the steam. That's rather important too. And I should do this to reduce the length of the pipeline. And that should be that. And that doubles what I originally had. So now there should be 16 of these heat exchangers in total. 16 is approximately 16 megawatts of output. Is that true? Ish. Yes, because it's about 240. It's a little under a megawatt each. Just slightly under a megawatt each because it's 240 consumed per megawatt of output from the turbines. Yeah, I know we're spending 1.8 megawatts of heat to get 1 out of electricity. That's just how efficiency works. Lack of efficiency works. So now this is able to support up to 20 megawatts when the wind turbines are not able to keep up with my power draw, which will happen as they die. And then for a brief period of time, we will have our turbines, standard turbines, active for the equivalent of a night cycle. And then whatever else I need is backed up through backup turbines, because 20 is not going to be enough if I go down to 0. We'll still need a whole bunch more from the backup turbines, but I don't need as many backup turbines anymore. I won't need as many backup turbines. That's another caveat here. This is effectively replacing some of these backup turbines at this point. With that, though, we have reached the end of the stream. I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been a Talk to Showboat. If you enjoyed today's stream, please be sure to do all of the social and engagement stuff down below the video. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you've not yet subscribed, and hit the notification bell. Consider becoming a member of the channel by hitting the great big blue join button and supporting on Patreon at patreon.com/talktoshoboat if you are so inclined and able. I will be back with more on Tuesday, where ideally I will have techs taken and we can actually do progression stuff. Since I will have the power to do the progression type stuff and scaling and all that wonderful stuff. I hope to see you all then.